use 7-zip or Keka on your Macintosh computer, I have a flash drive plugged in, and we have this actually, I'll say, if is not formatted in a particular file format, it needs to be, so that you can give it to people with a PC and they can read and write and everything. So in order to do that, you're going to want to go to your Spotlight and search for disk utility. And once we're in disk utility, select the SanDisk, click on erase, and then change the format. I think it usually comes in sometimes just FAT. I think it's just usually FAT. So this needs to be extended FAT, so change it to this. Call it whatever you'd like. And then go ahead and erase, and then it'll erase anything that's on there. Mine's already pre-formatted, so I already have my files that I exported from the ExpertTech program in the labs. Now I'm going to show you first on, well, Keka is what we're going to use. So what we're aiming to do is we are aiming to install Keka in order to open up 7-zip files. So you can just search, you can actually just go to 7zip.com. Oops, I'm just kidding. 7zip.org. It's that one. There we go. Click on download and just scroll all the way down here and you'll see Keka. Click on that. Download Keka 1.0.4. And actually, I think that this is already installed on mine, but just to show you again, I will click on this. Yeah, so it will take a minute to download. And once that's done, it's going to open up a folder, and you're going to drag and drop that folder into your applications folder. If you've installed anything on your Mac, you might already know how to do this. So assuming that you went ahead and did that, let's see, in Finder we'll go to Applications, and Keka is, let's see, right here. So if I double click Keka, it's going to go on the dock there, and this is going to open up. This is what Keka looks like, and there are several different tabs. There's a 7-zip, zip tar, gzip, and bzip2. And what I'm aiming to do, and see, this is what it's going to look like. So when it downloads, you're going to drag and drop this into your applications folder to install it. We don't need to do that. So this is what it looks like, and we want to set the 7-zip side so it comes, when you open it up or double click it, it's going to show up like this. You'll click on 7-zip, and all this is fine. You can actually change this to normal compression. We don't really care too much about compressing the file, because the higher this is, the longer that will take. And that's fine to do. It can be helpful to have a slightly smaller file, but it'll take a long time to compress it. So I'll just keep it either at normal or fast. Normal is fine. So what we want to do is we want to enter a password. So just the class password. And then that's basically it. So what we're doing, we're just setting this password up. So what we're going to do, we first open that like I just did. I'm going to open up my flash drive that I plugged in. And what we need to encrypt is not, well, first off, you're not going to be able to open this up anyway. See how that's an executable file? The Smart Client player, you won't be able to, it won't know how to open it. It's going to extract it or whatever, but it's not going to really know what to do with that. So we just need to actually delete that. I actually already created a 7-zip file here. So what I'm actually going to do is create a test folder. So this will be your media player format. But let's say we need to encrypt this, because in this folder is maybe a video file that is an AVI file, and you would need to encrypt that. The smartclientplayer.exe can only be viewed on a PC. If somebody gives you this to you, you won't be able to see it. So hopefully they have exported an AVI file and they give you a encrypted 7-zip thing like this. And in this, it will contain that AVI file. So I'm going to show you how to encrypt and then decrypt it. So we'll actually use this for the example to how to see that video file. So if we want to encrypt something, we'll select something on a flash drive like that, and then we can drag this right into the folder here. So see what I did. So first I double-clicked and opened this. I selected 7-zip. I entered the password here. I opened up the flash drive. I looked in the flash drive and I found what we want to encrypt. It will be like media player format or the AVI file or surf forms or whatever. So you'll click and drag this over into this window, and when you do that, within the same folder, wherever we dragged, if we drag the original file from that folder to here, it's just going to create a file and copy it to the same location. So you're going to need to delete the original here. So you just want to drag this to your trash. And now we have this protected 7-zip file that has this encrypted password here. Now, if we receive a flash drive and we open up their flash drive and we see that there is, this is what we need to open up the media player format. So you'll double click this, and what's going to happen, it's going to automatically, as long as Keka is started, so you'll have to double click on Keka, make sure that's running. But once that's running, it'll ask you for the password. If it's correct, it'll take some time, and then it will extract that to the same location that that original file is in. All right, so there it is, right above it. So we can go in here, we can click in here, and then here is the file, and that will open up in probably QuickTime or something like that. It's going to take some time to convert. And then we'll be able to see our session perfectly fine. Just remember to not keep a file on your computer and delete it. Also delete this folder so that that is protected. Or drag it to the trash and then empty that trash. So I'm going to actually start over too. I'm going to show you from start to finish. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's eject that. All right. So we have our flash drive with our session in here. We have our AVI file in this media player folder right here. So we want to encrypt this folder, right? So first, let's go into the application, find, let's see, where are we? There we are. So double click on that. That'll open up a box here. Enter a password. Okay. Double click in that on that flash drive to find this folder, and then click and drag that over here and drop it. It's going to take some time to compress it. This can speed or slow down that process, but after this is completed, it is currently creating this file right here that is an encrypted file. It will not delete the original file, so you'll have to delete this original file. When you receive a flash drive from somebody else, they should have something with a .7z, and what you'll do is you'll double click like I did earlier, and it will automatically extract it after you enter the password into the same location of the flash drive. So that is pretty much it, and how you use Keka. It has a pretty decent user interface, and after practicing with it for a little while, you'll get the hang of it. It may be easier to format your flash drive or prepare it in Windows, or to do some of this in Windows, but you'll at least need to have Keka installed so that when somebody gives you a flash drive, you can just double click on that .7z file. It will extract to the same folder. Always remember to delete the original file or video or surfform or anything that you have in there, just to keep that as safe as possible. So that finished up, and it created this file here. I'm going to go ahead and drag this to the trash. We're going to go ahead and just skip that. I don't need to worry about that since this is just an example. But that is essentially how you use Keka, how you install Keka, how you encrypt and decrypt with Keka on your Macintosh computer. There is a 7-zip specific program on it, and it works similarly. It just looks a little bit different. But again, you can head over to 7zip.org, and you'll find the download for that one as well. If you just scroll down at the end here, it's 7zx for Mac OS X. So that should be everything. If you have any questions, please let your GAs know or any of the professors. Thank you very much for watching.